find some loot, which I will. It's a fairly long list, so I will post it later. However, what eventually draws all of your attention is this hole over here. It seems to lead down, and it looks to have once been a staircase, but whatever staircase there was is now long gone. And so it's just a hole descending into some unknown darkness.
Does anyone else have any rope?
I do.
Didn't we pick up like 50 feet of rope or something?
I used my rope to tie that guy up, which is technically 50 feet. I don't really want to cut that if I can avoid it, so I would have just used it all on him.
You can certainly use mine.
So anyone up for some abseiling?
Yeah, we can use my rope. I got the same hemp rope as you.
Although, hold on a second, and Gomi goes to pick up a little pebble or stone or something and drops it down the hole and listens for how many seconds before it hits the bottom. Like if it's a really long time or not.
It's not long. You think that sort of this only goes down to like a basement or something similar, so you can see the bottom of it actually. Like, it's 15, 20 feet. It's more about getting out again after you're down there.
Yeah. Well, there's no other way down. And we haven't found the kobolds yet, if they're even here. And magic trees like that don't just pop up on their own. At least I assume they don't. So maybe we do have to go down there.
I think we have to go down the hole.
Yeah. Well, if we do go down there, we have to get back up. So do we just leave the rope dangling here when we're down there? I mean, I don't think splitting up would be a good idea.
I don't see anything wrong with leaving the rope hanging.
No, it's fine. It's my rope. We can leave it dangling.
Is that I just pinged there, is that just a tree sort of poking through, Rose?
Sorry, I forget I have to push to talk now. Yeah, that bush there and sort of that general area is sort of just, it's fallen into rubble. But sort of, that's just a bush.
Hold on, I'm a bit zoomed
You think it would be strong enough to support the weight of several of you if you want to tie the rope around it?
Okay, well, I'll say then perhaps we should tie the rope off here, head down and see what we can find.
Sounds like a plan.
Now the question is, who draws the short straw of going first?
I will. I'll go first.
But what if there's something down there that wants to hit you with a big weapon?
Then it will probably miss her because it's expecting people to be at normal head height.
Ah, touche.
Yes. Thank you.
I'll take it.
I guess that's what we do then. Set up the rope, abseil down.
Okay, you guys abseil down. Let me know when you're all loaded in.
I'm up.
Here.
Up.
Oh my, that over there doesn't
Okay.
look pleasant.
You come down into what looks to be sort of a natural cave / abandoned basement that may have been once used to store wine casks or something similar. Now it definitely has a rather more sinister purpose. Mold is dripping off the walls. As you can see, there are bodies stacked and dumped unceremoniously in one corner. The far wall opposite you is mainly covered in tables which have all sorts of alchemical books, journals, diaries, and sort of that sort of stuff. What do you guys want to do?
I see Ella already edging her way over there.
No.
Gomi would, with weapons drawn, probably head over here. My detect magic lasts 10 minutes. I'm assuming it's been longer than 10 minutes by now. What with tying off and everything?
I would say coming down here, you're just sort of hitting the edge of it.
Okay.
However, just double check. Okay. You can sense something magical over here. And that's about it right now with your current positioning.
Okay. I'll turn back then and say there's something magical over here. You might want to come with me, Silence. We might have a close range fight coming up.
Well, I've got darts. I don't know about you, but I'll stay back here. No, I'll come with you.
Thanks for the vote of confidence. And then, yeah, Gomi will
tables.
edge that way.
Okay. Ella, you start examining the tables. Upon closer examination, it appears that sort of, yes, this is sort of alchemical, magical, sort of a general assortment, almost like a research lab, except a very, very messy and untidy one. Also a slightly insane one. There are parts where, like, he started writing a note, and he's just sort of continued writing in chalk on the wall, or, you know, you have a rat splayed open, but now is just due to it being left there is covered in maggots and insects, and this really is not a nice looking place.
I call over to the others. This is really gross. This is really gross.
So, Gomi and Silence, you're approaching the bodies.
I'll say Gomi moves to about here and then uses, I guess, a perception roll just to see if she can see anything that's like jumping out from there. And whilst also, you know, keeping my detect magic so I can hopefully home in on what's ever causing magic over here.
Okay, roll perception.
23.
Nice one.
I'm doing pretty good with these perception rolls.
Gomi sees all.
Yeah.
Okay, with 23, you can see, now that you're more closer, that the sources of magic seem to be two hands. Just two severed hands, which are more or less just scattered among the pile of bodies.
Is it the actual hand that I'm seeing as magical, or is it something on them?
It's the actual hand.
Okay. Then I'd just sort of look over my shoulder and say, okay, this is going to be really strange, and I don't understand it, but there's two hands here. Like human hands, I think, and they're magic. Should I just burn it?
I can come over and do like an arcane
Yes, burn
check
it.
to find something else.
Okay, I'll say, like, Ella, do you want to have a look before I just set all this on fire and we leave?
I'll have a look.
Okay, as Ella draws closer, both hands seem to suddenly spring to life and launch themselves at her throat, trying to strangle her.
Excellent.
Can I jump out of the way?
You can try.
That's, dodging and things like that are sort of built into your, AC, because, like, lighter armor adds your dexterity bonus, which is the idea of, I can move around a bit better so I can jump out the way.
I don't understand.
It's if you.
And Rose forgets
So,
that
yeah.
she's got pushed.
Yeah, push to talk, I know. It's midnight, dude. Give me some. So yeah, basically they're gonna make a melee attack against you to grapple you, and let's hope they do not roll well.
Well, we hope they don't roll well.
Nice.
Yay!
First one misses.
Yay!
Yay!
Both of them go sailing over your head, and this one time you think, maybe all those short jokes really are worth it.
Totally worth it.
Totally worth it.
They scuttle round and sort of prepare to leap again. Roll initiative, everyone.
Nice.
Oh, Jesus.
You and your rolls, man.
I'll take it.
I'm just going to find a token quickly.
Wow, they're bloody big hands.
Wow.
Wow.
That's not creepy.
I take it back, they're not human hands, they're like giant hands.
Those aren't to scale, but I can't get them any smaller. They are normal human-sized hands, I promise.
Okay. Well,
Let me just go through and clear some stuff.
Are they to the right?
Are they to the right there, or are they coming from
the little alcove?
the little alcove?
They jumped over you?
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. They're not attached to anything.
No.
that's the creepy part.
Which makes it even more creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can
Oh, I guess not. Since we rolled.
Oh, I guess not, since we rolled initiative.
Sorry, adding things in here.
How dare you, DM?
Now no one can hear me chew.
Wow, they rolled well.
Yeah, they really did. To be fair, their dexterity is +2. You're quite nimble when you're a hand.
Yeah, I guess so. They're better decks than me.
But not me.
Okay.
Yeah, but you've got
It is
broken
now
decks.
combat.
Okay, well, Sylph lets out a bit of a cry. He's not very happy about this, but again, doesn't say anything else and takes aim at the hand nearest Ella.
Okay.
Fuck.
11 misses. You're not used to shooting this small of a target, and it basically just skittles out the way. Anything else you want to do this turn?
I'll move up just a little bit. And that's it.
Okay. Next up, it is the hand's turn. One will try to again attack Ella, while the other will instead focus on Gomi.
Fuck.
That hits Ella, I believe.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
Did you press the button?
Yes, it does.
Yes, it does.
And I don't believe that hits Gomi.
Nope.
Okay, Ella.
Yup.
Oh, you don't have to be centered on.
You take 4 points of damage as this hand leaps up and clasps itself around your neck and begins to squeeze with almost supernatural force.
I guess I just start choking. Try to croak out, get it off me, get it off me.
Gomi, you narrowly avoid this same fate by bringing your shield up in front of the hand so it just bounces off.
Okay.
Although you can hear its nails scrabbling for purchase on the board. Now, before silence goes, there is a monster which was hidden, which reveals itself.
Oh, lovely.
Oh, good.
Fuck. The fuck is that?
A tiny bat flies into the room and...
I completely forgot to help my key out then. Oh Jesus, I think I just broke roll 20.
It looks fine for us so far.
Okay, but yes, this bat creature appears from behind one of the workbenches. It sort of looks like an imp, but like a statue of an imp. It's made from stone, but stone/clay, but it's moving. And with sort of a beat of its wings, it starts flying towards the exit.
Oh, motherfucker, I'm getting you next turn.
You need to hold down your keys.
And that's how far it can get with double movement. So now is silence.
Right. I'll move up here and I'm gonna do both rolls at the same time. That way I don't have to tab around.
The 21 hits.
And is it critical? Confused.
The 9 doesn't hit, but that's okay because the 7 points of damage kill it. Moving up, you bring up your staff in a deft flick and manage to strike it in such a way that it rips from Ella's throat without dealing any actual damage to Ella, but you smash it up against the wall and sort of bring the other end of your staff around to smack it again and sort of just leave it 2 damage to continue functioning.
Thank you so much.
No problem.
Ella, shouldn't your response be like, thank you?
Cough, hack.
Gomi, it is your turn. You have a very angry hand in front of you. It is giving you the finger.
It's not Ella's turn. I thought she was next in order, wasn't she? Or am I? I'm not on the turn order for me.
No, you got
Really?
like 14 or something.
Yeah, it's...
You got 12. Hold on.
Ah, there I am.
And here you are.
Okay, so I'll cast Shillelagh, so I'll break my concentration on Detect Magic, and I'll try and smack it with the quarterstaff. So 11.
11 misses, sadly.
Fuck.
It dodges out the way and then sort of, again, grabs hold of the quarterstaff almost as if it's prepared to run up it next turn.
Or I've planned for him if he tries.
Ella, it is now your turn.
I'm gonna try to hit the hand with my quarterstaff.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh dear.
Sadly, it misses. You're still recovering from having the other one nearly rip out your throat. And so basically your staff just sort of pings off it uselessly. And yeah, it really doesn't seem bothered by your strikes at all.
It's like a desperate full knock of wood.
Sylph, it is now your turn.
Well, clearly not in a good place by all this craziness. Sylph takes aim at the bat fleeing right by him. And
Okay. That hits. Roll damage.
Fuck you, bat thing.
As it flies past, you don't even really see what it is. You just see this black blur going past you, but you're so on edge and twitchy due to the obvious necromantic presence that without even thinking, your bow just sort of snaps up and you just sink an arrow straight into its mass. It sort of cries out and flies into the far corner where it curls up in a heap and seems to stop moving.
With that, I suppose I have...
It's the hand's turn again.
Oh, yeah. I'm not pressing the right buttons.
I heard you.
I know. That's all that matters.
Does a 16 hit your AC, Gomi?
Yep.
Okay. This hand now runs up your quarterstaff and leaps off, much in a similar way to Ella. It's now gripping hold of your throat and basically trying to rip out your throat using its fingernails.
Mm-hmm.
Hot.
That's 3 points of damage.
Okay.
And the other one's dead. The homunculi is dead. Silence, it's your turn.
Moving up, I'll do both the rolls.
The 10 misses, but the 15 hits. And with that, you basically manage to... You swing your quarterstaff at it, but just due to Gomi sort of rearing back from having his hand lunge at her throat, it misses. So you reach out, you basically grab her hand, you pull it off her, and you just basically crush it. This hand is sort of old, frail, and dead. The bones inside basically just snap and break in your hand, and then you just throw it to the floor, and it stops moving.
Very nice.
You know, I was in the war. That's why I can do all these things.
I was actually kind of hoping you wouldn't kill it, because I was going to cast Produce Flame and just grab it with that to try and melt it off me, because I thought it'd be really badass.
Yeah.
I was really thinking of throwing that alchemical fires.
Oh, thanks. But we could always just throw it over here to burn all this crap. That's where they come from.
I
There seems to be no more movement from the pile of corpses.
Gomi will say then we should have a look at the stuff in here. I mean, obviously we loot it, but I mean, try and find information, see if we can work out who was here maybe, before we head back, because we need to warn everyone about this.
We should probably check
out that bat thing.
Sylph looks like he's dealing with that. This is your area anyway, Ella. Look to your heart's content, see what you can find.
I'm gonna head back over to the desks and see if I recognize anything or if I can use anything.
Okay, on sort of the big table with what seems to be the more important stuff, you find what looks to be a journal or like some form of spell book, but it's written in a language you don't recognize.
Okay, I will pick that up and put it in my bag though, because I've got a spell for that for later when we have some time.
Okay, you do that. Going through the rest of it, there's not a there's stuff of value here, and I've got a list I'll give you guys later. But most of sort of the alchemical stuff and things like that seem to be almost rather mundane, disappointingly so. It seems as if this area has almost been abandoned or left, and so only the more sort of common items were left. There's nothing truly exceptional or impressive here, other than the journal you found.
To the others, I'd say that I thought that
nobody's been
here for a little while.
I think this was abandoned.
In this downtime as well, Gomi will use her last spell slot and cast Goodberry, and give whatever Ella needs to heal herself, and then heal herself as well.
4 will do it.
Okay.
Okay. So, you can recover 4 HP if you like, and I'll recover 6.
Thank you.
That's good. And then Gomi will just start slowly burning these things over here, being thorough but trying not to spread it everywhere else quite yet.
Okay, it's quite easy not to spread it. Most of this place is stone or sort of rough dirt. Pretty soon, sort of, the bodies are smoking and charring, and sort of the smell of burnt flesh starts to fill the room. Sylph, inspecting the creature you shot down, it moves, or like it had a form, but as it sort of crumples and hits the floor, it seems to revert back to clay, like a very sort of pale, earthy clay. And that's about all you can tell from it.
Sylph takes the time to essentially split the remaining, parts of the creature or homunculus into pieces and essentially try to bury them separately from each other. But beyond that...
Okay, in the interest of time, I may fast forward a bit here.
Okay.
Essentially, I'm guessing you guys turn this place down in terms of looting it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so I will send you the full list of stuff once we're done in Discord, and you can argue over who gets what. However, essentially, you turn this place over once you've found anything of value either down here or up above. You sort of, I'm guessing all of you agree to go me basically setting fire to anything you don't take with you.
Mm-hmm. Could I go over to the bat creature? Oh, shit.
Sounds like a plan.
I'll also, as a quick RP thing, I'd say to Silence, I'm sorry about having to burn these corpses after you mentioned earlier about setting fire to them, but I think it needs to be done.
It's fine. I just need to get out of here.
You and me both.
Could Ella go?
See ya.
Could
That was
Ella
all
go
of us.
over to the
Could Ella
go over to the bat and cast or do her arcane knowledge to figure out exactly what that was?
Yep, you can do an Arcana check on the bat.
Big money, no whammy. Did you do it?
Yeah, I did it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I did it.
15.
15.
What happened?
I don't know.
So yeah, a 15 will let you know that you're semi-familiar with constructs of this type. They are homunculuses. They're basically statues which are given life and which share all knowledge and senses with that of their creator. They're often used to protect bases or places, and basically anything they see or hear, the caster bound to them also knows.
So
whatever's controlling all of these things knows that we're here.
That is your best guess, yes.
I'll let everyone
know that.
Okay, you sort of let everyone know that, and somehow that doesn't make you all feel any better.
It wasn't supposed to.
Boy, that's annoying.
What?
But then shall we leave before whoever it belongs to returns?
Do these
tips of the cave go to anywhere?
No, they don't.
I just
They
want to
just
get
sort of
out of
taper
this
off.
hole, though.
Yeah, Sylph is already gone by now. He's already climbed out and he's done.
Yep. So you guys climb back up into the main chapel.
Oh yeah, that guy. I forgot about him.
We should do something about him.
I'll
Probably
say
get him to the doctors or something.
I agree. We should take him back to town, but would it really be wise to drag him through there? It might be more prudent to get to the edge of town and send for the doctor to see if they believe it's a poison or whether it's magic.
He was sort of lying still when you guys were down below, but as soon as he saw you, he sort of started his thrashing and his almost rage again.
Sylph
Well, he
slits his
can
throat.
rage all he wants. I mean, we could just carry him by his boots all the way back.
Sylph thinks he knows what this is and slits his throat or attempts to.
Okay, with a 23, that's basically a coup de grace. You crit him, and he dies.
Gobi looks over and just says,
Necessary.
perhaps, but it solves a problem and we can still tell them what we saw.
It's good enough for me.
Silently takes his rope back.
Oh,
Yep.
so does Gobi. Good point. Gobi just goes over the corpse, gets a rope back as well.
Okay, you get your vote back, and sort of similar to what you did downstairs, you basically, although you don't expect to find as much up here, you sort of give it a good search and sort of find a few things of value, which again I'll link later, and then sort of decide that, yeah, there's no sign of the kobolds here. whatever was causing the disappearances here is probably not related to them as far as you can see right now. And so you think you probably ought to report back and sort of just let them know that although the kobolds aren't here and that's not what you'd hoped, there's even worse news of there's some necromancer out there causing trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Yup.
Dun 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 dun.
So you travel back to the now quite familiar and almost homely White Hearth over the past few days. It's surprising how attached you can become to a place once you've started having near-death encounters almost every day.
Baby, it's like Denver.
By the time you arrive, it's quite late in the evening, and you're all quite exhausted after the day's events. So you kind of decide to leave the reporting until tomorrow and just sort of head straight to the inn.
Sounds good.
Ella, at any point do you show the book you found to any of the others?
I wanted to cast comprehend languages.
It's a ritual that I have.
Yep, I'm familiar with it.
I would decode it before I actually mentioned it.
Okay, so you do the ritual, sort of sitting in sort of the bunkhouse, away from everyone else. You spend the time to consider it, and you cast comprehend languages, and sure enough, sort of the page or the pages sort of start to make sense in your head, and you can sort of understand it. And you sort of realize this is druidic.
Ooh.
And it seems to be almost a journal / spell book, but it's very hard to decipher. Even though you can understand it, it is very much almost insane ramblings, or, you know, it's in a cipher. It often refers to things but doesn't fully explain them. And so you think that although you could read this, it will take some time to actually decode what it means.
Okay. So I assume people are going to the tavern to drink.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's Gomi's plan anyway. Have a few drinks.
Well, during that time, I'll dedicate it
to decoding this.
That, and Sylph is just gonna head right out to the forest. He's not gonna actually...
Okay, as far as you can get in the hour that the ritual lasts, this seems to detail the corruption, almost, and sort of journal of a druid. They talk about a black dragon, and sort of how they fell to it but saw the light, and how corruption and death is the state of the world, and everything should return to corruption and death. And so it starts talking about violence unto others and sort of going into really some quite insane ramblings in a not good way, and talks about experiments which you realize are referring to the butterflies you found earlier, and sort of it calls them servants, but you realize it's talking about the root people you found upstairs, and it talks about trying to find or create this sort of arcane disease. And that's about as far as you can get before the ritual wears off.
Well, you said it lasts about an hour?
Yeah, it lasts about an hour, the ritual.
Would Gomi still be awake or around?
Yeah, Gomi would probably still be in the tavern after getting back for an hour, slowly drinking.
I would bring the journal to her and ask her opinion.
I'm gonna pee, but I don't actually know this.
Okay. Gomi wouldn't understand it if it's in a cipher, though, would she? I mean, she could read it, but it wouldn't make any sense.
It makes some sense. Not all of it is written in a cipher. It still refers to sort of experiments and processes, but it refers to things you're not sure the meaning of, and sort of places you've never been, and names that you don't actually know, and stuff like that.
Out of character then, with the... Like, you've read my backstory and everything. With the spirits, can I actually commune with them like gods and ask them questions, or is that sort of a bit outside of a druid's realm, specifically?
Stand by.
Because I know paladins can do it, but I don't think... It never says anything about druids specifically being able to.
Is there not a commune with nature spell or attribute or something?
Yeah, there is like a commune with nature specifically, but I'm not sure what that actually does because I've never actually read that part of it. It might be that it's specifically that, in which case I won't be able to ask them. Apparently, commune with nature gives you... Sorry,
yeah,
guy.
Talking to the spirits is something that you never actually managed to achieve yourself.
Okay.
It was something only the other druids managed to do because they were a lot more in tune with nature than you, basically higher level out of character. However, you know that what this journal is discussing and sort of the way this druid has fallen would be seen as sort of basically heresy and betrayal of the highest order in any of the druid circles you've ever heard of. Druids are normally about life and preserving the balance of nature. To hear one talking about death and destruction and using nature's power to cause it, that does set alarm bells ringing for you. In quite a big way.
Then, as Gomi's flicking through and reading it, you'll see her, like, grimace, sort of look really pissed off. And then she says, "This is not good. This is not good at all."
Looks like a druid necromancer. Is what I'm
Yeah.
getting.
And that's the complete opposite of what we do. If I ever meet this
That's a
person, they're
problem.
gonna... Yes, it is. I think we could learn more, and the people I know will need to know of this. But to do that, we'll have to go find them.
Should we hunt this guy down?
I don't know how we could, but they might. My
Then I
friends
think that's
among
our
the
next
druid
step.
circles.
Yeah.
Well, we should inform the Lord's Assistant of what's going on. Warn them of a possible necromantic druid, and that we're going to see if we can find more about that, unless he wants us to concentrate on the kobolds.
That's a good idea.
But I personally would much rather get this to my people. They will know a lot more than I can. And they need to know.
Do you want to take the journal to them?
With that, you sort of agree on the course of action, and I think that's where I'm going to have to leave it for tonight, guys. Sort of with you guys contemplating that and having a rather solemn drink after a day of many revelations and considerations.